All right, I really think we need to talk about Hard Faction Wars.
Shoot him, kid.
Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we are going to talk about Hard Faction Wars, and I had a realization today. So in the last couple of videos I've been putting in there like, hey, if you guys want me to talk about it, just comment, just tell me, I will talk about it. I will talk about it. I promise you I'll talk about it. And what I realized today is like, why do I keep asking people this? Because I want to talk about it. I just made a video talking about how things are going in my life, not particularly the best. Don't worry about watching that video if that's not your type of content. No worries here. This is going to be about Raid Shadow Legends. That video is not. But long story short is I am just going through a little bit of a low point, and that happens from time to time, right? It's okay. Problem is that Hard Faction Wars made all of those problems so much worse. So let's talk about this a little bit. Hard Faction Wars, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that we have new content in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm grateful that we have another opportunity to get a free mythical champion. What I am not happy about is the way that they have gone about some of this. Now, great news. Listen up. I just got a new promo link that you can use to follow along with me on my latest free-to-play adventure and get a free Elenaril, as well as 3 more powerful epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril right after signing up, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you progress through Raid. Click on my link right now and let's crush this together. Is that this is the perfect time for me to talk about it because you can see that I have completed some stages, right? Now, I don't know which ones just ended. I'm going to assume High Elf, maybe. Why does it take 2 weeks to get back around to High Elf? It's crazy, but I certainly have some rooms and things that I have skipped over the last couple of days for good reason. For the ones that I completed though, the problem that I have is that it's not fun for me. Quick disclaimer, these are my opinions. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to share the opinions. You can think that this is the best content to come out since the game was made, and that's totally valid. There is no wrong opinions here about this content. However, my opinion is that I'm not having fun because I have to nerf my team. Why do I say that? Well, so first of all, placing 10 plus stun debuffs. So for this one, if we go to filter and we look at who do I have that can play stun, Nethral's a great option for this. I ended up just running out of time to do this, which is why this particular one didn't get done when it was open last week. I ran out of time to do it. Why did I run out of time? Well, because it took me 7 minutes to complete the stage before it, and I had to use my only option for Leech that's built, and his only way to land Leech is to get hit. So I needed to deliberately get hit so I could place Leech, then do as much damage to that champion with as many hits as I could without killing them. It's not fun. That's not fun. I want to build really strong, powerful, dominant characters, and instead I'm taking gear that makes my champion good off of those champions, or I'm not bringing them all together simply so I don't accidentally kill this wave too fast. I found myself having to nerf my teams. I found myself having to say that instead of having fun, getting to use Admiral Blacktusk for the very first time in Faction Wars, which is where he should shine, right? Obviously, he's on the team here now. But I found myself having to take champions that I like out of my team and putting other champions in. Rebuilding Trunda in an accuracy set so I could land stun debuffs. Instead, obviously she's naked now because I moved that gear off of her, but I had a nuking Trunda that was awesome, that I was excited about, and instead I yanked all of her gear off because she was killing people before the stun. And then even on the provoke wave, same thing. I built a powerhouse Trunda. Now, could I just take Trunda out of the team? Sure, I could have, but I still also have to kill these guys. So you're asking me to land these provokes. It just wasn't enjoyable for me. And I gave it a couple of tries. I acquired 48 stars and found myself spending hours. The Ogren Ogren is admittedly my weakest faction on this account, including vaults. If I go to faction and we go to Ogren, there are a couple of legendaries, none that are particularly special, but I do have Gurgo. Gurgo is really good, right? He just got a buff. He can hit really hard. He has freeze and he does more damage to freeze. So, but when you're in a situation where you're trying to land stuns and your best stun capability is a stun set, Gurgo kills things too fast. However, I don't really have anybody else on this roster who can do the damage that I need once I land my stuns to actually get the kills. So I had to keep him in the team, and I basically had to hope that he wouldn't kill everybody too quickly so I could land a couple stuns on an RNG basis from a stun set. Does that sound like fun? Maybe that's fun to you, but for me, that's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable to be punished because I'm too good, right? I've built a champion too strong, and he's not even that strong. He's one of my weaker built nukers on the account in general. And yet, here I am, he's wiping the waves too quickly. And so I'm struggling to get through them. I never even finished, I don't think I finished the Prundar one where I had to land provokes because that's a lot of books, by the way, guys, that, you know, don't get me wrong. Epic books are a dime a dozen for me on this account at this point in time, but that's not something I'm not going to spend all the books that go into this guy outside of a PRCBC. If this is 3 books, sure, maybe I spend 5 or 6 to get it done. But I mean, there's a chance that all my first 8 books go into this A1. That could happen, right? So I'm not wasting these outside of a PRCBC. So I'm not going to build him outside of a PR. So I just had to go with a 50% chance of landing a provoke on an AoE hit, which just wasn't consistent enough. And I still had to do it while also freezing them and also nobody dying. Also no reviver except Uugo, which means everyone has to die. And if I'm counting on Uugo's revive, I'm not winning that battle. Like, as soon as Uugo revives, somebody gets one shot again because they're all squishy champions. Oh my God. It sucked the life right out of me, right out of this game. I was miserable, screaming at my computer, screaming at the top of my lungs to where my wife was upstairs and was like, is everything okay? So I don't know what to do, guys. You know, I want a mythical champion. I want to push this content, but boy, is it frustrating. It really, truly is. And I don't always have the time, given that I spent the last couple of days outside working in my yard, getting things done that I promised to get done. And so now here I am, I'm coming to sit down and I'm coming to record a video and make content. And I don't want to do faction wars. I don't want to. I need to. It's important that I do it, but it's not fun. It's not fun for me. And I just have to be honest about that, right? I'm giving my feedback. Is Plarium gonna see this? No, I'm a small content creator, but it's just how I feel. I understand it is hard, right? In a game like Raid, where we are all, like those of us that are into this game on such a deep level, min-maxing, squeezing out 5% here, 2.5% there, trying to get every little shred of damage. It's really hard to make content that can be challenging for us. I get that. But I have never been a fan of limiting or trying to make something challenging simply by limiting what I can use on my roster. And it's even further frustrating when I have to rely on gear sets or champions that I would not otherwise build. So I had to say my piece. I wanted to say my piece, and here we are. I don't know, guys, let me know. And did you guys find the fun? Does it get easier after, or not easier, but does it get more enjoyable after I get up to certain levels and the champions aren't so squishy and I have more time to land some of these debuffs or whatever? You know, you guys let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm off base here. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I had to share my thoughts. I really did. I had to get it off my chest because the message is probably long since deleted. Yeah, it is. But I literally typed in-game chat in all caps. It's just not fun. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully I'm not the only one that feels this way and maybe Plarium takes an approach. But yeah. Either way, guys, that's how I feel. Thank you for watching. I know that this video isn't always the most enjoyable one. I know I have specific people in my comment section that are not fans when I go too negative. But here's my counter argument to that. I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm trying to give proper feedback so that they might make the game a little bit more enjoyable for me at some point. I don't think I need to suffer and be miserable. I think I can express my opinion, and hopefully maybe some others are going to feel the same way. But I got to tell you guys, I haven't played the game in a couple of days, right? I've come on, I've done a few things. I've done some live arena, but I haven't done faction wars in like 3 days, I think. And I'm doing my clan v clan. I've done some Hydra, right? But the daily grind of Doom Tower, Cursed City, tag team, faction wars, like everything that I get done in a day in this game, I haven't been doing all of that stuff. And a big part of it is because faction wars was just a little bit of a letdown for me. Now, I'm sure I'll get over it. I'm sure I'll wrap my head around it and say, all right, it sucks, but I got to do it. Let's just sit down, push, and grind. But for right now, and the timing of when this came out relative to my own personal life stuff going on, it just wasn't it for me. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. I'll try to come up with a more positive video here in a couple of days. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I promise you, I'm not always this much of a downer. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.